My name is Carmen. Today we have a reading for you about somebody who is definitely attracted to you and they are trying to figure out what to do with this kind of crazy attraction. We have the Lovers and the Ace of Wands, and it does feel to me like there's some sort of complication regarding their interest in you or their crush on you. So there could be another person involved, or there could be someone who gets a little bit jealous. We'll see what happens. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box along with links to how to become a member and how to find my candles on Etsy. Let's dive in. I think we will start with, we've got some passionate energy here, you guys. What should we start with? I think we're gonna go with the Prisma Visions. What else do we have? Hey Carla, how you doing? Hello James, what's up? What else do we have? Queen of Wands in the reverse, Page of Swords, and the Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so yeah, there's strong attraction and chemistry and like magnetism between two people, and then there's another person on the sidelines like this. Boo, hiss. I can't believe you would do that. That's so rude. How dare you get attracted to someone else? With the Four of Swords in the reverse, I do think that this is likely to be an ex or someone who has been rejected by you or your person and has not been able to get beyond that. Thank you for the sunshine, Mark. Hello, Dwayne. How are you doing? Hello, Anthony. It do be like that sometimes. What else? Three of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Chalices or Eight of Cups. Okay, so this jealous individual, our Queen of Wands in the reverse. This is someone who is feeling frustrated because they're not being chosen romantically by this individual, and they were waiting for this person to choose them. So did they have some reason to feel like that was going to happen? It's like you walked away or you ghosted me, you never came back, you never told me what was going on or that there was someone else that you decided to pursue. Just been sitting here waiting for you. Hello, David. How are you doing? So we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse and the Queen of Chalices or the Queen of Cups. Why can't you just love me? Why is it that you're not interested? Goodness, we seem to be having a few of these lately. So there's this whirlwind romance or this exciting passion that two people are getting caught up in. I do feel like both of them are like interested in the other, working with similar intentions, but there's someone on the outside here watching. Like, that's not fair. I don't want you to be able to invest in something new. I don't like that you're moving on. You should still be worried about me. Well, that's a good way to do it, Anthony. And hello, Lisa. How you doing? So we have the Chariot in the reverse and the Emperor. So you or your person put their foot down and said, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. There's no future here. They're coming through as the Emperor. Whoever is the, like, in between, right? The person that has the Queen of Wands in the reverse all upset. Nine of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. But whoever this emperor is fairly likely that's you. Does not require, actually being a man, right? But this is someone who's deciding, I'm going to protect or I'm going to prioritize what's important to me. And I'm not going to let anybody make me feel bad about it. I'm not going to let anybody like try to convince me that I need to move differently just to suit them. Nope, not going to happen. This is the Bianco Nero. Hey, Third Eye, how are you doing? Aren't they pretty cards, Mike? That was the Prisma Visions Tarot. What else do we have? Six of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Seven of Swords in the reverse. Sometimes when you have to deliver the rejection, it's worse than being rejected yourself. But I do think this is someone who continues to pursue a connection or a romance with an uninterested person, someone who it's not reciprocated. I told you I wasn't interested, or I told you, I'm dating this other person. Why are you still messaging me? Why are you still like pursuing this? Two of Cups and the Star in the reverse. Because I love you. I don't know why you don't love me, but I love you. That's their answer. And the Emperor is wishing that there would be like a distraction or something else to capture the attention of this person, the Queen of Wands in the reverse, because the Emperor is in love with someone else or is focused elsewhere. Hierophant and the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So, like, I understand that's what you want, but that's not what I want. The relationship that I'm in is what I want, and I will defend that. I'm not going to do something to put that at risk, whether they're in that relationship already or pursuing that relationship. Hello, Christina. How are you doing? Hello, mosquitoes. Oh, I hope your toe feels better. I'm doing well. Thank you, Anthony. Or are you asking someone else? Hello, Iris. How are you doing? I hope you are as well. We don't do politics here, Trilobite. Hello, Kevin. How are you doing? Oh no, which troll? I hope you can find your way and not have to deal with that troll anymore, Kevin. King of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Trying to get you stuck or feeling frustrated. Because even if it's negative attention, at least it's attention that I'm getting from you. Even if I'm just bothering you, at least like you're talking to me. It's not going to get them what they want. King of Wands. Three of Wands in the reverse. So we have someone taking an unexpected move. They feel like they don't have control over the situation. They feel like this Queen of Wands in the reverse is not going to stop or is not like taking a hint, right? And as a result, we've got somebody who is basically like, I'm going to have to be extremely clear. I'm going to have to like rip the Band-Aid off, or I'm going to have to make a change on my side that makes it so that I don't have to depend on you to make the choice to make your change. In other words, I feel like this Emperor is deciding, I'm going to move away. I'm going to get a new number. I'm going to stop hanging out at my favorite bar. I'm going to make the changes that I need to remove this Queen of Wands in the reverse from my life, because I don't want them to continue to have some sort of access to me. True. Don't fight. It's cool. Hello, Adam. How are you doing? I would hope she understands that, right? Fingers crossed. Three of Swords. And the Knight of Wands. I know it might frustrate you. I know it might break your heart. I know you might be mad or, you know, not expect me to have taken that step. But if I need a restraining order, then I need a restraining order. If I need to move out of the neighborhood, then I do. If I need to block you or change my key or whatever it is in order to protect my serenity, then I will do it. This Emperor is saying, I've told you enough times to respect this boundary, or that this is not something I'm interested in. And if you decide that you're not going to respect that, then what choice do I have other than to make it something you don't have a choice in? You know, I don't want to talk to you, so I'm gonna make sure that I don't have to talk to you. Oh, she lied since day one. That doesn't seem like a good thing. Yeah. Thank you, James. Would you like me to pull a few random cards for you? Kevin, I don't know you, but I will tell you that Third Eye has been watching my channel for literal years. So I will have to back him up as to his being here first. I seen it with my own eyes. I got you, James. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the reverse, and the Six of Cups. Okay. This is one of those things where you have a friendship and one person wants it to be a friendship and the other person wants it to be more serious. Excuse me. So I don't believe this is an ex. I mean, it might have been like, yeah, we dated for 2 weeks in 9th grade, but like that doesn't really count. This is someone who never really got over their feelings, but still remained in a friendship or connected to this person. And the Emperor, being that person, is like, I really just don't know how many other ways I can express to you that I'm not interested in that, or that this makes me uncomfortable. If you cannot respect those boundaries, then I'm going to have to walk away. I know that you've been friends with me since high school, or I know my sister married your brother, or whatever it is, this connection, it doesn't have to control my life. And if I have to, I will move in silence. I will find a way so that you never know what I'm up to, or who I'm talking to, or whether or not I'm mad at you. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Masonic. Hello, Mike. Uh-oh, did I miss a tip from Lee? Thank you, Matt. I made a note of that. We'll make sure to ask her when she sees. Hello, other Mike. How's it going? What else do we have? What else? We have the Tower in the reverse and the Ace of Wands with Death. I tried to be nice about it. I tried to be diplomatic. I tried to be respectful, but none of that seemed to make a difference. And since I need to make it very clear that I need you to respect me, I'm going to have to just block you, because none of the words that I said to you seem to actually sink in or matter to you. And therefore, I'm removing myself from the situation, you know? Sometimes you have to make the decision on your own, because you can't really always count on others to do the right thing. and to respect your boundaries. Hello, Drake. How are you doing? Oh, well, I'm glad to hear you're doing great now, Mike. We've got interlude, pause, timing factor, waves, emotions coming and going. So because there was some sort of shift, maybe it's like a spring break, right? Maybe it's a family event or a birthday party or someone got married. There's a shift that gives like hope to this Queen of Wands in the reverse when it probably shouldn't. Something that tells them maybe you should make another effort or, you know, confess your feelings again to this Emperor. But the Emperor is still not interested and just feeling frustrated that over such a long period of time, this Queen of Wands in the reverse has continued to be disrespectful or make them feel uncomfortable. We have the past happened card. And TikTok, deadline, time running out. I'm getting desperate because, you know, over the last several years, you've not given in. And then all of a sudden now there's someone else that's showing up or someone else that you're interested in. So they're increasing the flirts or the inappropriate comments, even though they know that this Emperor is connecting with probably an Empress. Doesn't have to be anything to do with their gender. We're just talking about healed individuals, right? People who have control over their emotions. And this Queen of Wands in the reverse who seems to not. Hey, MTM, how you doing? James, all you got to keep in mind is, what does a troll do? They sit under a bridge and they wait. Don't have much going on, so they got to find some sort of entertainment, right? So they're probably going to just like throw rocks at people, right? A troll is somebody who doesn't seem to have much to do other than look for trouble or try to mess with other people, right? But you can't take them seriously. Yeah, that could be a thing. We've got access granted, social media, fake profile, hiding, silence, non-action, and journal, writing, diary, keeping notes. Okay, so you block this person, right? You're like, okay, you had access before. Maybe you just can't handle that access. So if we go silence, if we go no contact, if you don't have access to my social media, then maybe things will be better. Oops, just kidding. They're still writing, they're still communicating. And I feel like it's a catfish situation. I feel like it's okay, you blocked me. You said you don't want to have anything to do with me. Well, I can't quit you that easily. I can't give you that up, or can't give you up that easily. So I'll just find another way to have insight into your life. Yep, Matt. Hello, Janice. How are you doing? So we have done, completion, lesson learned, alien, telepathic, dreams, songs, and unconditional, genuine, certain love. True love. The thing is, this Emperor's already found a relationship, or they found someone they want to be in a relationship with, and it's moving forward in a nice way. So to them, it's like this Queen of Wands in the reverse is like a fly buzzing around, somebody who is making things a little bit more complicated than they need to be, and someone who could actually put at risk that love or that relationship that the Emperor is actually interested in pursuing or maintaining. Like a comedian troll. That is making me nervous. I would agree with that assessment, Third Eye. Thank you, Anthony. Yes, true love is why we are gathered here today. What else? Focused, eyes for you, fascinated, watching. A little obsessive energy. But the Emperor is saying, I can't do it. I'm not going to pretend that everything is fine. I don't want to pretend to be friends with this person when they can't take me seriously or respect my wishes. They just are obsessed. They might feel like you're their soulmate. They might throw around the term twin flames, but for certain, they think that you're the only one that can make them happy. They're not interested in getting to know other people. Hello, Billy. How are you doing? This is the Earth and Bones Oracle. What else do we have? Shelter. Gimme shelter. Spiritual growth, retreat, accountability, and healing. So this is an opportunity for the Queen of Wands in the reverse to tighten up their ship a little bit. To acknowledge that there are ways they need to work on their communication or how they demonstrate respect for other people. If they are unwilling to back off when someone is not interested in them romantically, that's a sign of disrespect. And quite frankly, a sign of disrespect for yourself in addition to disrespect for the person who has boundaries with you. Because if you respected yourself, you would not be putting yourself in that situation and pursuing someone who has already rejected you. That's my belief. You want to disagree with me, that's cool. I'll die on that hill though. Respect yourself by not chasing people that have already made it clear they're not interested. Adversary, number 29. Hard work, diligence, progress, challenges, and adversity. So even though it is difficult or it has tested their patience, this Emperor has been trying to be civil or respectful, maintaining some sort of like friendship, but distant friendship, until they couldn't any longer, until it was just too clear to them that this Queen of Wands in the reverse is not going to respect their relationship or the fact that they're not interested in them. And therefore, they feel like the only thing they can do is block this person. That's it. Like, I tried. I really did try. But you don't respect me. Balancing decisions, priority, and adapting to change. Therefore, I'm going to remove myself from the situation. You don't want to be, I don't know, respectful of the fact that I'm not interested in you romantically, then I'm going to show you that I'm also not interested in you in any other way. I'm glad to hear that, Billy. Thank you for the thumbs up, Mark. Hello, Opal. How are you doing? Oh, you deserve better than that. And thank you for the happy poop. We've got message, which is number 7. Main female, number 2. Thoughts, number 16. And sudden wealth, number 11. So since the Emperor feels like they have hit the lottery by finding this new love interest of theirs, since they feel like there is something they need to protect with this new relationship, they send a message to the Queen of Wands in the reverse, letting them know, I'm sorry, like, I need to cut off contact because it feels like I'm putting at risk the relationship that is really important to me by continuing to have you in my life. Okay. Hello, Oracle. How are you doing? Top of the day to you. So we've got wealthy man, journey, and poverty. Interesting. So we could have someone that feels they need to kind of like throw themselves at this Emperor because they feel like that's the person who can provide them with the lifestyle that they want to live. But I also feel like this is a reference to the Emperor, knowing that there are really abundant and happy things coming their way. They don't want to get distracted by or get caught up or delayed by this Queen of Wands in the reverse and risk missing out on those beautiful things that are supposed to be happening for them. Are you singing that now? I hope you are, Third Eye. This is the Black Tarot. What else do we have? Five of Spears or Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Ace of Cups. And the Knight of Swords. The love that I feel for this new person or the relationship that I've just started is really important to me. And you keep coming back around and seemingly convinced that there's going to be a chance for us to be together romantically, when I need you to be like real, like observant right now. I don't have an interest in being with you. I think it's beyond that. Like, it's okay if you don't listen anymore, because I've decided I'm not going to try to convince you anymore. I've decided that I have to cut you off because you're not listening, because you don't respect me. Thank you, Chris. I do certainly appreciate the likes and the subscribes if you're able to do so. Or hype if you can hype. So we have the Page of Swords and the Seven of Spheres, which is the Seven of Pentacles. And look, I think this is an important point. If you view your time and your energy as a currency, then you understand that blocking people or going no contact with people is reclaiming currency of yours, is reclaiming time or energy that can be put towards other more meaningful connections or things in your life, maybe even projects, right? This is saying, look, I got enough on my plate. I got enough things I need to be worried about. I can't be constantly babysitting the situation and constantly reminding you that I'm not interested in you like that. I just don't have the time for it. Six of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Because you don't love this person. Because you're not interested in this person like that. You might be friends. You might have gone to school together. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're best friends with your sister. It don't matter. You're not interested in them. And, you know, initially when you rejected this person, it might have been a kind of like a, oh, sorry, is that a thing for me? No, not into you like that. And it grows and grows and grows till it's like, nope, I don't like you like that. Do I need to make a sign? I will make a sign. I do not want to see your naked parts. I do not want to be your lover. Like, do I need to choreograph a dance? I will do it. It's probably because of this card that I thought of that. Three of Spheres or Three of Pentacles. We can be friends, or rather we could be friends. But since you decided not to respect that, then I guess what we're going to have to do is just be like, okay, block. Adios. Two of Cups and the Moon, because otherwise it makes the person who I do want to be in a relationship with question whether or not I will always be able to stand up to your persistent pursuit. Five of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, I think this is, you start arguments, you make things more complicated because you don't want to like respect the fact that I've rejected it, that I've walked away from this, that I've told you I'm not interested. So why should you have to put up with all of that drama? Let's go with the Love Oracle. Hey, Lemonade, how we doing? Hey, Carrie, how are you doing? What else? Possibilities, free-spirited, adventures, risk. So you have this budding relationship or this new connection with a person that makes you excited, that you're, really interested in, and you don't want to ruin that, which is part of the reason why you're thinking, I need to anticipate what could potentially ruin this down the line. And if this Queen of Wands in the reverse is not going to be respectful of my relationship, maybe I need to do something about it now to make sure that, in a couple weeks or a couple months, I'm not dealing with a problem. Mistakes, victim, misunderstood and lost soul, apology, forgiveness, return, and sorry. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to block you. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to end this connection. We can't be friends anymore, because I would be real upset if I lost this relationship due to some misunderstanding with you and your obsession with me. Hello, user. How are you doing? So we've got confessions, unveiling, coming clean, messages, and only you, devoted, attached, and crave. So even though they feel like they could only be happy if they were in a relationship with you, you're pushing back on that. You are devoted or committed to this other person and view this Queen of Wands in the reverse as a distraction. So, sometimes you got to take the kid gloves off. We can still be respectful. We can still be civil. But I don't blame you for getting frustrated. You've had to do this multiple times. Of course you can. If you don't mind, I'm going to call you R-O or Ro, just because I don't like calling someone a user, and that's what it's showing as your username. Can I get an update on the energies between Rosella? Rosella is probably it then. Rosella and Adrien. And thank you for the tip. I got you, Rosella. What do I do if I'm the one who's obsessed? Josh, excellent question. I think if you are the one who is obsessed with a person who's not interested, the best thing that you can do is to spend time on projects or activities that in some way pay off or lead to some increase in your confidence. I think sometimes you fixate on a person or get obsessed with an individual who is not interested in you because of something that person has that you lack or that you do not have, that you admire in them. And oftentimes it is confidence. If you are able to work on your guitar, if you are able to become a better dancer, or if you work on your personal record or your personal best for 5K, these are things that help you to meet other people and also acknowledge or recognize how great you are and how you don't need that other person to be great. When you work on things that impact your confidence, that obsession is more likely to fall away because you start to see what you like about yourself more readily, right? Hello, Key Controller. How are you doing? Hello, Ivan. Nope. What else? But you wanna tip me $100 if we asking questions like that. Hello, J-Lo. How we doing? Who is interested in me in my solitude? I like this question. Awesome. I've added that for you. Thank you, J-Lo. We'll pull a few more and then we'll start those personal questions. I believe in you, Josh. You got this. Just remind yourself that you have the ability to possess what it is that that other person that you might be kind of hung up on, right? You might be wanting that for yourself and you can do it. I don't know if that's a question or not, Mark, but hopefully it's a good thing. Hello, Tandika. How are you doing? So we have depth, awareness, importance, and value. Emotional storm, turmoils, unstable, affected, and escaping, avoiding, blocking, pushing away. So part of the issue is this Queen of Wands in the reverse doesn't want to deal with some of the issues that they have in their life, and fixating on their obsession with you is easier than dealing with those problems. When they deal with those problems or they heal those issues, then they feel a sense of being able to let go, but they have to choose to do that first. For now, it seems like they are kind of clinging on to whatever they felt that they had with the Emperor, but the Emperor is walking away or has left the building, right? They're good. They're done. All right, let's see what we've got for those personal questions. This is the Tarot of the Nile. Hello, CTF. How are you doing? Yeah, I think that's an important thing. Is that a reference to the old commercials, Third Eye? Hello, Malakea. How are you doing? All right, so for James, what do we have? What does James need to know? Three of Cups. Oops. Six of Cups. Eight of Swords and the Two of Cups. Well, James, I feel like we got a three's a crowd kind of situation or a love triangle. And you may be picking up on this because there was some like kind gesture or gift. But there's a desire. I feel like you're recognizing that two other people are getting it on. I feel like you're aware that there's a dynamic that has shifted or elevated in some way, that people are looking at each other differently or talking to each other differently, and you're like, you two banged, right? Yeah, last night, was it? Night before? Yeah. I think your intuition is spot on regarding two people deciding to get together. Ace of Swords, they're going to lie about it. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, Ace of Swords in the reverse. Maybe because they work together. Maybe because they don't want anybody to to know what they've been up to. I don't know. But these are two people that don't seem to make sense together. And I think you know it. What you choose to do with that information is up to you. But I'll tell you right now, I don't think they're going to admit it. Even if you do know it. Ah, yes. Matt says, great description of a case of obsession. May I add recognizing patterns that lead you to that person, thing, substance? Yes, exactly. There are patterns that can lead you down that same path. And once you acknowledge what those patterns or those triggers are, then you have more control over the situation, right? No double dipping. J-Lo, that was James's reading. We've got Rosella before you, and then it would be J-Lo up next. Let's see what we've got for Rosella. This is the Earth and Bones Tarot. So what is the current energy between Rosella and Adrien? Hello, Just Jokes. How are you doing? That's true, CPF. All right, so what do we have for that energy between Rosella and Adrien? Ace of Wands, Two of Wands in the reverse and the Two of Jars. There's love, but it's like, I want to call it the type of love, like love that you would find in high school, young love. There's something a little bit immature or naive. We have the Page of Swords, and I do feel like this has to do with whether or not someone has communicated what they need to. But it feels to me like we have two people who it might be like a little difficult for either of you to trust. You might have had kind of like a solitary or like having a solitary situation, or maybe you just really have had a difficult year with friends and family. But I feel like there is a connection here between the two of you that helped to at least make one of you feel a lot less lonely. But we've got the World and the Eight of Wands. This feels to me like life happened. All of a sudden there's anxiety or disappointment or betrayals or family obligations. And now it seems like things are like too complicated to deal with. That's funny. We've got the Five of Wands, the Teacher, and Strength. So yes, there's a strong bond, but an argument or like we're not seeing eye to eye seems to have escalated or gone further than it should have. We have the Teacher and Strength indicating that this is one of those connections that teaches you more about yourself than you might have expected. You might have gone into it thinking, oh, I'm going to learn a lot about this person. It's going to be great. But they end up teaching you about yourself. So is there more to the story? This is like a pause. There's like a slowdown period. And someone has to decide whether or not they want to do right by this or whether or not they want to kind of like change a little bit. With the Moon, this is saying we've got some indecisiveness going back and forth on what direction I want to take with it. Does anyone want to tell them? I'm actually just a little bit nervous that YouTube will get mad at me for it. This is the Cats Rule the Earth. And good luck to you, Rosella. I think it's salvageable, but there is definitely some emotional maturity that needs to come into play. All right, let's see what we've got for J-Lo. Who is interested in me from the salsa team? Page of Swords, Two of Cups in the reverse, and the Chariot. So there's someone here who has recently gone through a breakup, and I do feel like you would have heard them talking about a breakup or heard them talking about a relationship not doing so great. This person was specifically talking about that breakup because they wanted to make sure that you knew they might soon be single. The problem is with the Chariot, I feel like this is someone who bounces from connection to connection without really like, okay, this is the weirdest thing ever. So I lived in Mexico for a while and we went to El Rollo, which is a like water park in the middle of the country. And they have this like lily pad pool where they had like lily pads floating on the top and like a rope going across. And the goal was to very quickly and lightly step on the lily pads to get across the pool, right? And that's what I'm picturing right now. This is someone who treads very lightly, but there's no substance here. There's no depth. Like, why would you get involved with this person? So you could get like a good TV show recommendation? So it's a no for me on that one. But there's someone else. But wait, there's more. There's also someone who doesn't speak very much. Someone who may be a little bit more financially constrained than some of the others. Maybe a little bit younger. But this person admires you. And this person takes their healing seriously. So there might be more charm or riz with this first person, the lily pad person, but there's nothing serious that you can have with that person. The quieter individual, and probably younger than you, there's something here. There's something of substance that you could have with this person. Oh, look, it's the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is like an elevated relationship or like a marriage. Hello, Pharaoh. How are you doing? It's true. So you got a couple people, but let's see what's going on with that shy person. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you everyone for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. And thank you for hyping if you're able to. And thank you for checking out my candles if you are able to. I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.